Hello, patrons, and welcome back post Masters Week with the boys. Yours truly, Yuta Golf here with my co-host Gratty, third edition, first time on the pod, Yuta fucking Kamo, baby. Hey, a little round of
Let's
applause for my
go.
boy Kamo, first
Thank you,
edition on the
thank you, thank you,
pod. Welcome, brother. Obviously,
thank you.
Obviously, the greatest week of golf for all of us golf fans. Masters Week. I don't think a single soul, if you're a true golf fan, was off your couch from Wednesday to Sunday. Top to bottom, it was eventful. It was fun. Obviously, we've gone over what that week looks like. We don't get to experience the dinner and everything other than seeing the menu, but the par three contest was electric. You can tell it's definitely people like the players have bought into the fact that you don't want to win that.
Right.
With being the whole idea that if you win it, no winner of the par three contest has gone on to win the actual tournament itself. And so their kids are finishing holes, so technically their scores don't count. And there's some of the guys that are like low key firing, and they're like, I don't want to get that kind of juju. So that was cool, but we got a lot to unpack. I mean, from one, obviously we're gonna be covering from however you pronounce his name, Ballastair, Pean and Race Creek. Rory having a crazy, horrible finish in round one, bouncing back and having some unbelievable golf. To some high flyer stuff like Justin Rose putting up some, I don't think they were record numbers, but I mean, dude's like 44 years old or whatever he is and absolutely balled out. Bryson DeChambeau is the greatest thing for golf right now, and he happens to be on Live Tour, but he is holding Live Tour together by the last few strings that it has, and creating that rivalry that I think we all thought we were going to see with maybe like Spieth and maybe some other guys that were coming up years back, putting some hurt on Rory's legacy. But obviously he closed the thing out. That was sick. Lot to unfold here, boys. So let me kind of break it down with you guys, dude. Like, what are you guys? How are we feeling? Decompressing off the week.
Oh, one of the
I,
things
I'm for one. Go ahead.
you got it. One of the things
I'm for
that
one.
oh God. All right, this is where we
Hand up
cut it.
accountability.
This is where we
Hand
cut
up.
it.
No.
No
Hand up
more 19th hole.
accountability.
No more 19th hole. Ready? You go
Hey,
right
on that
now.
note, dude, get a couple drinks down the hatch here. Cheers, boys. Let me pass it along here. We'll give our newbie here the first go at it. Kamo, break it down for us, brother. Masters Week, what was it for you?
Well, the wife was out of town, so this is probably the most Masters I've watched. I mean, pre-show, I'm watching it from like 8:30 as soon as I wake up till it ends at like 7, right? So I'm there watching everything, and I'm so glad that Rory took it home. I mean, he gave us a damn heart attack. He gave me a damn heart attack, man.
Ooh, it was rough.
But that's just the way Rory plays, and he had some big shots that I was screaming at the TV, just yelling, "Let's go, Rory!" And then he had some disastrous stuff with his wedge. A lot to unfold, but I'm excited.
To be fair, I know he choked in the U.S. Open, but like the way that Rory has come out and absolutely dominated this beginning of the year, and the way that he like dropped his nuts down on the players. You know, he did his job during the players. So the hurdle, I think, of the Masters, and it wasn't about being able to find fairways. It was all mental for him, right? He's been trying to do this shit for 17 years. He's trying to get the Grand Slam for 11 of them. He obviously he was fighting demons. He was fighting demons since the
Yeah, I
first
mean,
ball.
that's 11 years of just like weight on your shoulders, and you could see it at the end when he just dropped to his knees and started like crying.
Dude,
Like that's
emotional.
something you love to see. You love to see that out of players.
And we'll watch it in a little bit, but that was probably one of the most like wholesome reactions. I think just to speak on a lot of like iconic stuff, you have Tiger's fist pumps everywhere throughout his career, just iconic. What is it, Payne Stewart at Pinehurst when he won it years back with the whole one leg, like whatever that was.
Just
Bryson
the
tried
goofy.
to recreate his shit. He tried to do something similar to Payne Stewart when he won the U.S. Open at Pinehurst, but I think that Rory kind of had his moment naturally. It wasn't a forced reaction by any means.
Right.
Scrat, I know you were a big Rory guy. Like we talked about who we were betting on. Bryson we had early on, but I mean you said from the jump, like you've been a big Rory guy since he was coming on tour as a 17-year-old, and you were in junior golf looking up to him. You've always loved his game and what he stood about, the way he went about business. I think he is also kind of cut from the cloth of Tiger. And I know you're obviously, look at your hat. You're Tiger through and through. We can go through your golf bag right now. I'm pretty sure you still have a Tiger thing on top of your driver. Am I right?
Surprisingly, I don't, but I'm
Is
waiting.
that left the bag?
I'm waiting on a mini driver to throw that thing. I got
yeah.
so I had a
do that.
member, or I guess a group of members went down and played a course, and they brought me a head cover bag, so I felt like I had to throw that on there. But no, Frank is still in the bag. He is in the big pouch, just waiting to be put on
Yeah.
something right now.
And with that being said, Rory's whole upbringing was the next Tiger. The expectation was he was going to be the greatest golfer to come since Tiger, and obviously competitions rose with him, so it's been a lot harder for him to make that happen. But I know that like you have crazy love for him. I'm sure that you were elated to see him finally cross the finish line of the career Grand Slam. So let's hear it.
I mean, when he hit, me and my buddy were driving back home watching it, and when he hit the drive, we were just both like, okay, all he's got to do, he's got room to the right. He's just got to hit one more shot, and this thing's over. 2-putt, and we're going home. When he hit it in the bunker, I looked at my buddy and I said, he's not getting that up and down. And he's like, oh no, he'll get it up and down. He'll get it up and down. Knocks it up there to 4 feet, and I look at him. I said, he's not making that putt.
Oh my
And
god!
he's like,
dude.
no,
He had
man,
no faith in your
it's
guy.
only 4 feet. I said, this is the number one person on tour that you don't want to have 4 feet to win this. He ends up missing it,
Minors.
and it's just like it's like you just knew it was going to happen. But one of the things that I'll say is I think now that Rory has won this,
He's about to go back to back or some shit, brother.
I like
I
just
he's gonna
think
go
about
off.
that
I think he's
reaction.
gonna go off.
Yeah, just think about that reaction. Like, I believe it was, if I mispronounce his name, Jonathan Wagner. The
No
guy,
idea
he's
what you're talking
a guy with the mustache on Golf Channel. He goes out and hits the shot that Bryson hit to get up and down and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he said it best. The reaction that Rory had and the look on his face of just like he was so sad but so happy at the same time that was just basically 11 years of just
Heartbreak.
weight came off of his shoulders. So,
Dude,
I mean, all the putts that he was just worried about missing, I don't think he's going to worry about them at all anymore. Like, I can't imagine him going out there now because he's not going to think about, man, I've got to do this, man, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
Like, he's proved himself. So
He's
this,
tied for the most majors in his gen of golf.
oh my gosh.
He's plus 20. He has lifetime membership to the tour because he's plus 20 wins. I think he did that a while ago, but like he has a career Grand Slam. His legacy's cemented. He's probably top 7, if not top 5 golfer in history. And that's, you say 3, it's not 3.
It's 3.
It's not 3.
I can argue 3.
It could be. He's not done yet, right?
He's not done yet.
With
But
this
like right now,
Masters win,
Scratty's got him at 3.
at 3. Wow. Who you got, Nicholas and Tiger?
So I guess it's the same argument. Like a lot of people want to push for Nicholas, and a lot of people I feel like. So I'm on the Tiger side. Tiger's my favorite player of all time. But when they say, well, the competition that Tiger had to play, I think it's kind of the same thing for Rory, and a couple things like that he's done, like not just majors, but when it comes to big moments, like when it comes to your Ryder Cups, when it comes to all of those events, I think Rory. I mean, I can understand the argument. Like to me personally, I think Tiger's the best player hands down and Jack is second. I don't think there's any argument in my book. I think you can argue for Rory and I can understand both sides if you want to pick somebody else, but just what he's done, Grand Slam, will he ever make it to second? I don't think so. I
Can
mean,
I give you an
he would
argument?
just have to rattle off.
Who would you
Let's
have?
go
Who
for
would you have over Rory to the third spot?
It's so easy.
Alec.
It's so easy. If we're gonna
Oh my
make that
gosh, it
exact
probably
same
is.
argument, Phil Mickelson has
Okay.
like 55 wins, and he was
Ah,
going up against the greatest golfer of all
yeah,
time. You know
shit.
how many second places Phil Mickelson has because Tiger Woods was like the greatest ever, and he still has 55 wins and 6 majors.
That's a great
Now, here's the one thing
Yeah,
that
I
Phil does
forgot
not
about Phil.
have.
I forgot about Phil.
Phil Mickelson, I'm almost 100% on this. Does not have the Grand Slam. He hasn't won a U.S.
No,
Open, right?
it doesn't.
No.
I believe it's a U.S. Open. He like choked.
Yes.
He choked one when he had like a 2-shot lead
Right.
or some shit going into 18 or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know
It's-
why. Like Phil just doesn't. I don't know why he doesn't rank up there. And maybe it's because like you could
He
probably
got
have this.
shadowed, bro. He got
Yeah,
shadowed.
I
Yeah,
mean
it's 'cause he
Tiger
was
was the
shadowed.
greatest. And maybe that's the same
Tiger.
thing. Like that's probably why you don't put like Arnie up there because Jack was playing at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
But I
But I
guess a
think
lot of
Arnie is in
players
that.
like that.
Arnie is in that argument for sure, right? Like you obviously got like the OGs with Sam Snead. He's up there. Byron Nelson, Ben Hogan. Those dudes. They all were winning. You know, I don't know their numbers off the top of my head or anything like that. But I think that Phil needs to be put in that convo. And I think if Tiger Woods never existed, Phil is probably the greatest golfer
of all time.
low key.
Holy.
And that's a stretch because we'll
How many
never know
majors
because
does he have?
Tiger also he has 6 majors.
See,
Tiger
that's
also
where.
pushed Phil.
Yeah. See, that's where I think I would not be able to put him at greatest of all time.
No. We're saying if Tiger was never born,
If Tiger
Oh,
like-
and you
so
just
he
get
would
all
win
those
a
second
win a
Phil's
lot
place
more.
probably
finishes,
gonna have like Phil's probably
wins.
probably have 10, 12 majors, and then he probably has like 70 wins. And that's
I mean,
absurd
I
numbers
can't
to
argue
throw out
against
there,
that.
but like
I guess
it's
that would be
15.
something interesting for like a viewer if they could, or if we just kind of did the research of how many times Phil came in second to Tiger.
Yeah. Yeah, we should. Let's do that for the next pod. We'll put that all together and then crunch the numbers and let's just throw a hypothetical out of what that would look like, you know? But to the point of competition, Scotty Scheffler has for one, Bryson DeChambeau has pushed Rory to do things now that he wasn't doing 5 years ago. And he talked about it the way Bryson went about his first US Open win. He literally bombed it everywhere, didn't give a shit if he hit fairways, and made what's supposed to be one of the hardest forms of golf look like a fucking pitch and putt. And he was just putting balls on green and then hitting putts from short range. And so Rory went about chasing numbers. I don't know if you guys remember this, but he spent
Right.
about a year trying to get more distance, and it really jacked up his driving, which his driving's obviously a strong suit. And then he said he had to like dial it back to. He's like, all right, I got to play my game, but Rory or Bryson pushed Rory to do something like that. Scotty's year last year has pushed everybody to up their practice, up the way they go about the game of golf in general. And I mean, to my caveat of the Phil Mickelson argument, Phil also had like Tiger pushed Phil to try to be better. If Tiger wasn't there, who knows if Phil was going to work as hard as he did.
That's true. You guys were talking about it maybe the second podcast about elevating your game next to good players, right? And that's kind of the gist
Yeah.
of this whole thing.
Yeah. But I mean, the reason Tiger is the GOAT, no one pushed Tiger but Tiger.
Right.
He did it for a fucking decade. I went back and watched the
That's
97
crazy.
Masters. This man was up by 9 strokes heading into the final round of the 97 Masters as a 21-year-old. And the only thing that they can talk about, like there's nothing exciting other than is he going to, at the time, the course record, I think, for a tournament was 17 under. And they're like, okay, like is Tiger going to get to 18? And again, you know, seeing how people usually play with leads, they get passive. And I mean, you see Rory this last go around, he kind of crumbled for a little bit, fought through it, battled back, and whatever. Tiger, like that 97 Masters, he stretched it, got to 18 under. I think ended up setting the record for the time being. It obviously got broken years down the road, but like that's just who Tiger was, bro. Nobody was pushing him but him, and he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he was just
Right.
setting goals for himself, like in a game within the game. Like
Yeah.
he could be up by 10 strokes and be like, I want to be 4 under today.
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
what's going on.
I think he has a quote. I won't. It's not a direct quote, but I'll paraphrase it a little bit. When he won the U.S. Open at Pebble by
Yeah,
like
that's exactly
12
what I was referring
strokes,
to.
he said he's like, my sole goal for this final round was to go bogey free, and so he put a little game within the game about how to like. He's not worried like, all right, how do I hold off so and so from a 10-stroke lead or whatever he was at, and it's like, dude, Tiger, his mindset, elite, elite.
Rory talks about being in his own world a lot in like a lot of interviews.
That
Like,
world's
that's
not
his
that
friend.
good, dude. That world is not a good world to be in.
That world is getting penetrated. I'll tell you that right now.
Dude.
Hole one, Rory was
Oh,
not in his world. To tell you that.
dude, you know what's crazy about that drive? He was like 2 feet away from covering the bunker and having like,
Both
I don't know,
1 and 2.
like a lob wedge in,
Yeah.
which he did the day
inches.
before, But that is
Yeah.
crazy. That was emotional. I mean, he went from what, 2-stroke lead starting the round to tied after the first hole to losing by 1 after the second hole to back to tied at the third. And then I think had a 2-stroke lead again, or maybe even a 3-stroke lead after the fourth.
He had like 4
that.
I'm pretty sure they said it was 3 2-shot swings in the first 4 holes.
Dude, that was
unbelievable.
Cinema. Like I was on the edge of my seat.
He gave it to Bryson, and Bryson crumbled. Like he had all the momentum.
Yeah. And
Right
Bryson was saying, dude, he was fighting a snap hook the entire week. He was just managing it. I think he was managing it more with his long game and good short game, and then his long game fell apart on Sunday.
Right.
And he also hit 2 water balls. Like you're not going to win a tournament putting the ball in the water.
Hey, you say that. They said you couldn't win the Masters with more than one double.
Yeah, and I think Rory had 4.
That man had 4.
Yeah.
He said,
yeah, that was crazy.
Take it and double it and pass it to the next person.
And then double it again and
then I'll take it.
Oh man. That was crazy though. Hey, talk about
pick 8.
Some crazy stuff that happened Thursday. We got I don't know if he ended up being the low am, but the dude from Arizona State, again, I think his last name's pronounced Ballister. Homeboy, so I had some money on JT, so I was watching this group like a hawk, and JT ripped like a 5-wood or 3-wood into 12's green, overturned it into this bush, didn't come down, so he hit a provision, whatever. But he was trying to work some rules out or try to get it an unplayable and where that drop's going to be. Anyway, it took a while to get an official in there. It took a while for get a ruling. So Ballester said he had to pee. Homeboy decides just to fucking peel off right next to the green, raise creek, and just let one eat. Like that takes some nuts.
That's rough, dude. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he made it to the second round.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get the boot.
Anywhere else is okay. Anywhere else, it's cool. It's fine.
Find an azalea bush that you can go behind.
Dude. Seriously, with all the patrons, everything, you're going into the lake on one of the most iconic holes in history. Come on,
you're playing with JT and Scotty. You act like there's not going to be a camera.
Isn't the next hole after that the tee box that's like tucked away behind that green? That's like alone. There's no
13?
patrons over there.
Yeah, 13.
Oh,
like that's like the last like moment where the tee box has been pushed back, and there's no patrons. Like he could have easily just gone and gotten off camera and been hidden and everything like that. But I mean, fuck, dude, that's an ASU boy, rightfully so. Just fucking whips it out and says, "We're going right here." Raise Creek's gonna have a little bit of Arizona history in it.
I mean,
Clear Lake's looking yellow.
I'm surprised that there hasn't been like you haven't seen anything. Okay, hey, he was talked to or anything. I find that.
And I'm sure he was.
Oh,
I'm sure that he was.
Like beyond cameras for sure.
I guarantee it.
Ooh. I thought he was going to get kicked off and potentially like banned.
Right.
Whoa.
Just knowing how strict they are.
Speaking of like conversations just that aren't shown, did y'all see the thing where Jordan Spieth was talking about the mud balls? How they're not supposed to talk about them?
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
that all about? That's crazy.
I guess it's an unwritten rule of the Masters because it's
Like I guess they
It was-
don't want you to
damn.
talk about imperfections.
Yeah, which is crazy because, like, I mean, you got that iconic Bubba Watson thing where he's like, mud ball, but like,
Yeah.
obviously I don't think that was at the Masters, but
Right.
that's like a big thing in professional golf. There's, I don't think a Masters has ever done a lean.
Lift, clean, in place. Hand up.
That's double hand up.
a lift clean in place.
Yes,
Yeah,
lift,
live
clean,
clean
in
in
place.
place. I don't know if they have, maybe they have, but obviously it sprinkled a little bit between Thursday and Friday, and course got a little soft for the dudes in the morning and wet, and that plays a huge factor, dude. You get a little bit
Right.
of mud on one side or the other, and balls are gonna bend the opposite way pretty quickly. So
I mean, I've
it's
never heard of it at the Masters until like this year. So they've been doing a pretty good job of fighting it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
there's a lot of rules we don't know about. Like
Oh.
last year, Jason Day just had signed his Malbon sponsorship, dope gear by the way,
Mhm.
but he got a talking to
Send me some.
right off the rip, and it wasn't even that crazy. He was wearing like a what do you call that? Not a corduroy. What are those little button up things that people wear? There's a
Cardigan?
term for it.
Is
Cardigan.
it
Yeah, he had like a cardigan. He
Cardigan.
had like a cardigan type of thing that had like some
Fire
print on it, and it
cardigan.
was dope. But they told him to take it off. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that we don't see. You know, behind the scenes with that stuff. So they got their
So,
shit dialed.
did you see that like sweater
It's
Victor Hovland was wearing?
No,
It looked like
what was
it
it?
was like a portrait. It was kind of like something like Malbon would do.
Hmm.
It was interesting.
And he was clean. He was cleared to wear it.
Yeah, I guess. It was
You know who?
strange.
You know who looked fire on Friday? Ludwig. Ludwig, Adidas decked Ludwig out. He looked
Yeah.
good. He looked sleek the entire week. Sneaky guy, by the way. I'm gonna go out and say this right now. Ludwig will win a Masters. His first two showings at it, he has absolutely
Done well.
been in the hunt and made the course not look
Yeah.
easy. But I just never seen some guy just kind of. He doesn't like he obviously cares and his game's really dialed. But the
Right.
way he goes about it, it's kind of like
Robotic.
quick. It's very like I know what I'm doing and I'm gonna do it.
Right.
You know, he definitely struts with some good confidence, and I think
Boy.
he's gonna win a Masters for sure.
Yeah.
What
I
about-
mean, he hasn't been playing awesome either. So, and he's up there in the final grouping. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, speaking of not playing well, kudos to Nick Dunlap. Homeboy went out, and you know we obviously throw hypotheticals with each other, and one of the group chats was going on like, oh, you know, what do you think you would shoot at the Masters? And I naively think I could keep it in the high 80s in around 90.
with tournament conditions at the
Yes.
championship tees.
Now that's obviously like a tough thing to say after watching a dude that's a top 100 golfer in the world go out and shoot 90, but I will say that dude was fighting demons on Friday. That guy couldn't keep a ball on the map.
I actually
Now, I'm not known to keep it on the map, so
Right.
maybe me saying 90 is pretty absurd.
I actually saw a thing. I believe it was by the app Clipped, and they said they did like computer AI generations of players from like a scratch golfer or a plus golfer or 80s and everything, and it was like if you were a plus, it was you would shoot anywhere from like 73 all the way to like 86. And then if you were
Yeah.
scratch, it was like maybe 80 to 90 if you were plus 5 or whatever. And it was pretty cool, like how it showed you like the idea of what it thinks you would actually do.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool. I mean,
it
I
is
think
interesting.
I think the one pro side is like, yeah, obviously there's some holes that you're gonna lose a ball, but a lot of the course in the middle area there, you're gonna find it. They're not grown out the rough like crazy. Like
Right.
I think
You
there's
said
some
I have a rough.
leeway. Yeah, I think there's some leeway. Like losing balls is what kills me off the tee.
Anybody? Yeah.
Losing balls right. Yeah, that's like the hardest thing for me. So if I can get that tee shot in play, scratch out like a bogey, double bogey. I think.
Yeah.
I think the only thing people underestimate is how tough it is to putt on those greens.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like Rory. I don't
But-
want a 4-footer. Not
And
on
to
those.
be fair, the stats showed that 90 Nick Dunlap I think averaged 1.8 putts. Like he putted lights out, or what
Right.
he would normally putt if he was playing well.
Mm.
He just happened to lose probably 9 golf balls.
Right.
But do you guys know the name
was a-
Michael McDermott?
I don't.
So
Okay.
here's gonna be
Side
a little.
conversation. We've
No,
talked
no,
about
this
this
has to
guy.
do with the Masters. So this guy
Okay.
has the coolest setup ever. He is known as like the marker for Augusta, meaning that on the weekend, depending on how many people make the cut, if it's an odd number, that first group that goes out in the morning is one person.
Mhm.
And so they have to pair it up so that, the pace of play is normal. He gets to play in the weekend Masters to fill that spot. And he got to obviously this weekend. And I think that, like, talk about the coolest gig in the world. This dude is
Right?
living every guy's dream. He plays the Masters.
playing
Like,
Masters.
That's
I don't know what he
awesome.
shot,
I saw
but
something about that. Before it was held by some guy for like 10 years. And
Yeah.
he's like was famously known
I
for
remember
like
that guy.
Sergio. And I think it was just recently that Mike McDermott took it over, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. But
sign me
you
up,
gotta be
dude.
a
Wherever
stick.
the job application is for that, dude, sign me up. Put me on the application list,
Could you
please.
imagine if they put that
they
out?
said you gotta be the top member. The top member.
Or
of
like the low,
Augusta, I think.
right? Like you have to
The
have the
lowest.
low
Oh yeah,
or
the
something like
lowest.
that.
Yeah, the low. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Which is crazy, but
Which is awesome. One, you have to be a good golfer. Two, you have to be a member at Augusta. So
yeah,
we got some money to go. So
We're on our
Alright.
way. We're on our way.
yeah, we'll get there. But I mean, kudos to him, dude. Dude came back on Friday. I think he shot 1 under. It's a good bounce back. The dude, obviously, a lot of people were like, "Oh, is he going to withdraw? Fake an injury during that round." Played it through. I think there's true reasons behind it. The Masters holds every person that shows up, if you make the cut or not, as long as you finish your 36 holes, you get paid $10,000. So that pays for your expenses for the weekend. And then for 2, Buddy needs the reps. Like he wants to win that tournament. And so for him, like he has to be able to go learn how to play that golf course. That round on Friday was probably so pivotal for his career moving forward. The next times that he gets to come back, if he does get a chance and plays his way into the tournament, that he can use that momentum. Because imagine if he withdraws and then happens to like win next year, get the invitation. The last thing he's thinking about it, or the first thing on his mind is like, oh, dude, I just shot a million on this golf course, But now he gets to say like, oh, I left shooting 1 under as my last round.
Right.
and it's Augusta. Why wouldn't you play your last round?
Yeah, exactly. So kudos to him, dude. But I mean, let's talk about BDB, dude. Big Dick Bryson. I mean, the dude has literally taken golf over. I mean, he is on the peak of YouTube golf. He has come into form with who he is, and he's talked about like he's tried to be this stone cold killer, and what didn't fit his mold. Like he is kind of like a breed of nerd and physics
Yeah, he's
guy,
goofball, man.
but he's also kind of like meatheady with the way he works out and the way he grunts at trying to rip driver off the range, and he's an absolute range rat. Dude hit fucking 1,000+ golf balls on the range throughout the entirety of the week. It's probably beat everybody by, I don't know what the next thing is, but I would guess he probably beat everybody by a few hundred. Just in his playing partner on Sunday, Rory, obviously, he only hit like 390 practice shots. So that's crazy. Yeah, there it is, 373. That's a crazy difference in the way they're going about their practice and dialing in their game.
One thing about that, you know who actually hit more golf balls than Bryson the first day? Never guess.
Yeah, Max Homa.
Was it? No, the person that hit the most was Jose Maria Olazabal.
Oh my god. Actually,
he hit the most the first day. I was like, what the hell? I can't remember. I know like Bryson's, everybody was talking about how many Bryson hit that day, and his was just like a little over his. That was wild.
That is crazy.
Jose's out there getting after it.
You got to think he kind of dialed in his game a little bit prior to the tournament, and then maybe thought like, you know what, I probably didn't put enough work in. We're gonna need to grind before this first round.
I wonder if they're talking chips too. Nothing I hate more.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think they
Because
are, dude. I think
on
they're
the range
talking.
on the range tracker on the
Well, that's
map
what I'm
side,
Yeah,
saying.
they're
exactly.
counting
Like
shots.
one of my biggest pet peeves at the job that I work at is people won't hit it off the tee line. And like I'll literally go out there and there'll be a guy just hitting like 40, 50 shots, just chipping it on the tee line. And I'm like, brother, can we hit it about 10 more yards and just get it over the edge?
Yeah. Yeah. That
Oh,
was
that is
crazy, man.
sick.
I mean, but in Bryson fashion, cool story. They spent a lot of time talking about, and it's kind of fucked up. Like they had that interview with Rory, and they said like, "Oh, how are you gonna prep for tonight and tomorrow, heading
Yeah,
into
they baited
Sunday?"
them for
And
sure.
they were like, "Oh, what did you do back in 2000? What was it, 2011 or whatever, when he had a lead
Right.
heading into Sunday and he choked it?" And he handled media fine. He was like, "That was so long ago. Like I'm not trying to think about that." But like, what a fucked up thing to say. Like, why would you
Right.
even bring that up? But they're trying to make storylines, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, I even saw like today, I guess it was one of like the top broadcasters or whatever. They were talking about when Rory missed the putt, like they were like, oh, like we all got together and we were like, if Rory loses this, we know he's not going to talk to the media. We got to set up, we got to get cameras to where we can see him leaving so we can get a shot of him leaving and not talking to us. And I'm like, I'm sitting there like, this dude's like gloating that they're going to try to find a depressing picture of Rory if he loses.
I mean, it goes into like deeper stuff, like the paparazzi
Yeah.
shit with Justin
Right.
Bieber. Off topic here, but like, let these guys live a little bit, dude. Like, and Shane Lowry, he had he just had a horrible finish on Saturday, and they started asking him questions about
Yeah.
Rory because obviously they're buddies. But like, he was like, "Yo, dude, I'm not gonna sit here for 10 minutes and answer questions about Rory. Like, I have a chance to go low tomorrow and win a golf tournament.
Right.
If he did what Patrick Reed did, or if he did what Justin Rose did, like he was right in the hunt. He would have been right in the hunt at the end there,
Just
and they want to make it about a 2-man race when it wasn't. It
right.
ended up being like a 4-man race kind of towards the end there.
Like it's just so interesting that like that's how people's heads work. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
this
Yeah.
guy is about to be crushed. We have got to get a shot of this.
that's crazy, man. But
It's like there's no empathy in it. It's like their job, but there's no empathy in the way they're thinking.
Right.
It's just like,
they're almost
how
trying to
can I
make
get the
something
most
worse.
views?
And
They're trying to make it worse.
Yeah.
Like, can we find a way to get Roy to crumble so we have something to talk about?
right. And it's
Yeah.
like one of the
And how to
things
get more views.
One of the
Yeah.
things like they were talking about how Colin came out and was like basically saying like, dude, sometimes I just don't want to talk to y'all. And I kind of looked at it and I was like, I mean, maybe he could have said it a little bit lighter, but like
Yeah.
after seeing what they were saying about Rory and like, dude, I got to get the shot of him crying because he friggin' lost. I'm on Team Colin now. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, if
I'm
if
too.
I had a bad event, like sometimes whenever you go to work, you have a bad day, you come home and you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. And Shane Lowry again had a good thing at the end of his little rant, was like, in tennis, the tennis players get to decompress. They get to go take a shower and they get to go, chill for a minute, and then they get to address the media. And it's usually like a 20-minute, 30-minute thing. Golfers get ripped the second that they sign a
Exactly.
scorecard, which is within 5 minutes. Like,
Are they mandatory? Have to take these interviews?
No,
Or I saw
Probably.
something
Probably.
where
they don't.
they don't have to take these.
Uh-uh.
It's like one of the
Oh.
only sports where they don't have to take the interviews.
It is not.
Okay.
Because who was it? It may have been Colin who talked about it, but basically said in our contract we do not have to take these interviews. Now, if they want to go and they want to negotiate and change the contracts, then that's fine. Then I'll come in here and talk to y'all. But it kind of comes
Mhm.
back
You
to
pay
like
me
the
more,
thing
I'll
that
talk
you're
to you.
taught. Like whenever you're young, you're taught, hey, something happens and you're pissed off. Don't react now. Decompress, then give us a reaction.
Figure out how you're going to go about addressing it and
'Cause, I
stuff like
mean,
that. Like, when someone's red hot, like the last thing you need to do, they're gonna get themselves in trouble
Right.
by saying something that they don't want
You
to.
know
versus
exactly
having
what
a
would
time
happen.
to back off.
They're going to find a
Yeah.
story either way. Whether you don't go in there and say anything or you go in there and you're like, fuck this, fuck that, you say something wrong, they're going to be like, oh, he said this. It's like you're in a lose-lose situation because
Yeah.
we all know negative things get clicks. Positives
Yeah.
don't,
I mean,
unfortunately.
kudos to Bryson and the way he handled it. His
Mhm.
his post around interview, he obviously gave his flowers to Rory and even to Justin Rose and the guys that were hunting. And he just didn't have his stuff, but he still handled it like a man. I have a lot of respect for Bryson. I used to think he was I'd kind of call him a cornball almost, and I disagree now with myself. Like I have a whole different appreciation for what he brings to the table, the way he goes about his game. He's legit. I mean, the night before when they were asking him, what are you gonna do tonight? He's like, oh, I think tonight's like James Bond night. Like we're gonna watch a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And he probably couldn't sleep. Found himself on a little stroll around his the neighborhood he was staying in for his Airbnb, and stumbled upon a group of boys having a fucking night. And he ended up giving some putting lessons and playing some putting games with that group. Like, for one, those dudes have an unbelievable story. That's fucking sick.
Unbelievable.
And two, like, that's so sweet, man. Like, I don't know if that's a problem. Like, if Bryson's maybe too loose, but like, if that's what he's gonna do, and that's what he feels is best, dude. I think that he's going about his game the right way instead of forcing like, I need to be serious. I need to be the stone cold killer, and there's obviously like a little caveat to that because Bryson said, and people I think took it out of context, but they're like, oh, Rory didn't talk to me the entire round. Again, Rory's cut from that older generation. He wanted to be Tiger, and Tiger was an absolute stone cold killer that didn't talk to people. He wanted to kill you with a golf score. And Rory wants to do that, and he wanted to do it. Like, it was important for him to stay in his world or whatever. But yeah, here's the clip right here.
Speak to him in there. How's he doing? Do you know?
No idea. Didn't talk to me once all day.
Did you try and initiate conversation with Rory at all?
He wouldn't talk to me.
Did you speak to him in there?
Yeah, I mean,
So did he initiate conversation, or it wasn't clear?
I kind of sounds like he probably tried to. I know there was a clip of when Bryson had got to the range, Rory was already hitting, and Bryson walked directly behind him and then went like 2 or 3 stalls over, and there was no eye contact. There was no like, hey, like good morning or whatever. And then they obviously shook hands and said like, play well on the first tee, and I think that was it.
Yeah, and that was probably it. Yeah,
But
I don't know.
I do think
for
Bryson's MO is like playing with each other and, hey, nice shot here, and I'm gonna outdrive you here and say something probably, but Rory wasn't gonna play mind games with him. He was trying to win a golf tournament, man.
I think for Bryson, the best thing that's happened to him is his transition into the YouTube golf game. I mean, it's given the world a look at his like charisma, his personality. Because before, when he was just coming on the scene, it was like being a stone cold. Everyone like hated him and paying Stuart Scully. And now it's just like you watch him on YouTube. He's a goofball. Like he's playing with all the like good about the sports. And it's just like he's a likable guy. I mean, he loves the scientific background of it. He loves throwing out kind of like in his workout routine and stuff. And his personality just shows. And that's what I think resonates with a lot of people, like the non-golfers or the weekend golfers. And it's cool to see someone's personality and like he's just a regular guy like all of us.
Right.
So I think his transition into YouTube has like changed his image drastically.
And it's that new gen. It's the new gen. He's a part of like we're a little bit more outgoing, I guess, and stuff like that. I'm about it.
Yeah. That's cool. I like Bryson a lot now. I mean, I had money on him, but sad to see him crumble. But glad to see Rory.
I know.
Take it
Like
home.
I came up positive. I caught a good hedge early on in Sunday's round where I had some money on Bryson. I wanted him to win, and I just kudos to Sean, my older brother, sent me. He's like, dude, you might want to hedge Rory real quick just in case. And I did think it was going to be a 2-dog race, so I hedged Rory. Thank fucking God he ended up winning that playoff because I ended up netting $50 pot. Like I would have won like, I don't know, like $1,200 if Bryson won. Hedged hedged Rory, ended up, coming out $50 up. So it's still a win in my book, but I wanted
That's a
that.
good
I
weekend.
wanted them to
Anything
win.
up is a win. Anything up's a
Yeah.
win.
Hey,
Yeah.
kidding.
My DraftKings also $60 up. So, dude, we're in the green for Masters Week. It's been a dub. Shout out to the green.
Shout out to the green.
If so, I don't know if we have this clip. Maybe you can look it up. But Rory shot on 15.
Oh God.
That I
Oh
don't think
my
is
God.
getting talked about enough because Tiger
I
has a
texted you
couple of
right
those
after that
shots.
shot.
Yeah, Tiger has a couple of those shots from middle fairway, and in the second they leave club face, he's twirling it and walking after him. Rory had that exact moment on Saturday, but he then had it in a different way on Sunday. He hit his drive deep, but he hit it behind that tree, and so he had to hit like a punch draw. You might need to look it up, Scrat. I don't know if it's in the actual DM, but he ended up hitting a punch draw under this tree that then rose and then drew to 4 feet. Now, it won't go down as like a top 5 shot in history of golf because he didn't hit the putt, but it is up there, and he obviously left with birdie.
I think that's one of the shots I was like texting everybody right after. I was just like, oh my God, that was awesome.
That's one of the hardest shots. That's one of the ballsiest shots you can hit, all things considered. That thing clips the tree. It's likely not. It's likely in the pond. If he overhooks it, it's in the pond. If he doesn't, hook it at all, it's going to be in that bunker. That bunker's not the easiest to get up
That
and
one right
down
there.
for. But I mean, look at that thing, bro. This dude swooped a 9-iron or a 7-iron from what was it, like 225
205.
And he just started
to
walking,
05?
dude. That's how. Oh my God.
That's
That one gave me
insane.
chills, actually.
That
That one,
Yeah.
the one 9-iron over the trees,
yeah.
and
Ooh.
that one was sick. And one other one where he dropped the club.
Oh yeah, on 10 when he
and
towed
it
it.
went to like 4 or 5 feet. I'm like, "Wha-"
Like
We
he
talked about this, Scrat, with the adrenaline shit in pod 1 or pod
Yeah.
2. That
players.
is 100% it right there. Like, he toe banged this thing and probably felt like this ball is going to come up 20 short
Right.
and unsure which direction. A little, and he's obviously rolling on probably 160 heartbeat the entire day, and
God.
with some adrenaline, and that thing ends up getting there to what, 10 feet?
Could you imagine his heartbeat on that putt on it, the first putt on 18?
I wish he
Oh my
was
God.
still wearing the whoop.
Does he
Is he
not anymore?
not? I'm sure it's
I
under
didn't see it on
here.
his wrist.
I'm sure it's
Yeah, they
under
all
here.
wear it.
Everybody
They all wear it
wears
on their arm.
Everybody wears
Yeah.
it on
Oh,
an
it's on the arm
armband.
now. Okay.
Yeah, you can buy an
Yeah,
armband
yeah.
for like $50 now.
Oh, we should look up the stats on the
Dude,
heart rate.
That would be
I bet
sick.
his heart rate was unreal.
If you guys got the
On-
chance to play one hole of the Masters, what would it be?
I feel like a lot of people are gonna say 12 because it's iconic
Yep.
12, but I would want to play a 13 hole. I want
13,
that like 260 3-wood. Try to get on the green, par 5, let it rip. Like I think it's one of the coolest shots ever.
Is that
Over the
13?
lake. Is it 13? I think it's 13.
I think you're thinking of 15.
I think you're
Maybe
thinking of
15.
no. 15. So 15's
Is
the
the
straightaway with the pond in the front. 13's with Ray's Creek.
That's the one.
13's with
Where
Ray's
it's like-
Creek.
You have like a long second shot in if you want to go for it.
Yeah.
It's a dead
Yeah.
dogleg left.
Yeah. 13's the
Okay.
dead dog leg left.
That's the one. I just want
Oh,
one
I hear you
shot.
saying. I hear you saying. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
If you hit a good drive on that hole, I think the second shot has got to be probably one of the coolest second shots in golf.
Yes.
It looks literally like how in NASCAR how they have the big slope whenever they make that turn. It looks like that fairway is sitting so
Yeah.
above your feet if you're lefty. I mean, that looks ridiculous. Almost taking a baseball swing at that thing. And they just get up there like nonchalantly, all right, we're going at the flag. If it overhooks, we're in the bunker, we're fine.
Dude, I mean, I don't
I'd
think
probably go water ball every single time, but
I don't think 16 gets enough notoriety for how cool of a golf hole is. But I think if the pin's down in that bowl and where they usually try to draw it up top and then let it filter down, it's like a hole in one spot. I think that's a cool hole, but yeah, I mean, I'd probably pick 12. Like, I'll be cliche. I think I want a piece at it. You hear about the
Yeah.
swirl of Amon's corner, how hard it is for that Sunday pin, and I don't think people understand how much of an angle that green actually is relative to where the tee box is. So when you try to go at that actual pin, like the landing spot's actually disgustingly small. You know,
Got a quiz for you. What was wrong with hole 16?
dude, the Sunday pin was in the very back
What
right, or
the
like the top shelf.
fuck are we
That was
doing?
crazy.
That was like the old
That
school
was
pin,
crazy.
right?
I don't know, but I just know, like, historically, like talking about now,
Used to be.
it's always
It
been
used to
in
be
the
back
bowl.
there.
Always been in
Yeah.
the bowl.
It used to be up top. Like
When I saw that,
but-
I was like, what?
Yeah, it kind of bugged me too.
That bothered the crap
did
out
that's
of
a
me.
hard pin.
I
If
think
had
I
to
think
pick
you're.
a hole-
I mean, with every competition we watch online, like we don't get the full look at the greens and the undulations. I mean, gosh, it must have been so hard because I could actually tell this tournament like how hard it looked compared to
Yeah.
other tournaments where like, whatever. But you could see how much these guys were trying to line up putts, where they were aiming. They were
Right.
just tapping it, and that ball was like rolling 15, 20 feet. Bryson had a putt that I literally thought was going to stop, and it kept going for a good 15 seconds.
It's
I'm
insane.
like,
yeah.
oh my god, they were
Scott, what hole would you
glass.
pick?
I guess I'm gonna go KMO on this one. I'm gonna go 13 as well. I don't know why that hole
That's a good
just
one.
that hole,
It's a great hole.
man. And
I'd
I want
probably
that
shoot,
Sunday
like-
pin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Gotta have the
funneled in
Sunday
there.
pin.
I'd
Yeah,
probably shoot like
absolutely.
12 balls to try to get on the green.
Yo, can we talk about how dumb? Like, Rory played the hole great, and then decides to take the pin on. Like, he has miles left on that hole to chip
I don't
it
think
into
he
that.
did. They said he was looking so far left of the hole, and he blocked it
So
like
he-
25 yards.
Like,
the
done your
wedge.
shank.
He did the same thing on 18, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I
But you're
think
talking about a
they must have
50-yard
been
pitch
downhill
versus
lies or some
125.
I don't know, dude. They said like the way he was looking, they were like he did not hit his spot at all.
Yeah, because that was obviously a major mental mistake. He literally has miles left to pitch it into
Right.
that,
And
that
it's gonna
bank,
fall.
and then it just comes right back down.
Right.
But
No, that was wild.
got a
Right.
break on that par four. He obviously tried to hit a punch
Yeah,
hook,
that 11.
and that thing was like 3
That was
inches from dropping in the
inches.
pond.
I mean,
Man.
everything was going his way after the first two holes. It's like it felt like a script.
Did you
It
think
was-
so?
it
I
felt
actually
like it
I
was-
thought he was doing everything in his power to not make it go in his way.
It was.
he was,
That
but
was a
like
day.
some of the bounces and like fortunate kind of just plays were just it just felt like he had to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
after that
I would
putt.
say so. We're gonna guess
he wasn't.
obviously what Rory's dinner is gonna be next year, and I
Okay.
personally, in hearing some of the jokes that not even jokes,
Yeah.
like some things that he would say about like what he eats on the road, and he would say like, oh, him and his team and him and his wife are on like a Papa John's
Domino's, yeah.
kick or Domino's kick right
Yeah.
now. Like
Wouldn't
he
that be
doesn't seem
wild?
like he's a fancy eater at all. So I definitely don't see his dinner like exceeding anybody's expectations.
No.
I'm willing to bet it's going to be something fish because from what I've read, like about his diet and everything, he eats a lot of salmon and stuff.
Mm.
Strangely
Dude's
enough,
absolutely
Does he
stout.
give homage? Does he give homage to a little Ireland, like a shepherd's pie?
yeah,
Oh,
maybe,
don't get me going on shepherd's pie.
or like maybe I don't know if he's
I
a
could
coffee
fly
drinker,
over
maybe
to
something
Bandon
like
right now.
little Irish
Irish
coffee.
coffee. Yeah, I can
Oh,
see that
okay.
too.
But strangely
If
enough,
if he threw shepherd's pie in there, it's my favorite dinner.
Automatic top 10.
When
Automatic
Kyle and
top
I were at
five.
Bandon Dunes, I told him about the shepherd's pie up there is really good, and we had it on night one, and I probably had it another 3 times.
It was
Speaking
so
of Masters dinner, Kamo on the spot.
on the spot. You like that?
Masters dinner. Let's go.
What's your master's dinner?
Oh, I mean, I threw a TikTok up on it. I feel like there was a miss here. I felt like it was a big miss. The cheeseburger slider is kind of basic. The raviolis were the highlight for me. The Texas chili.
Okay.
I feel like it was a little too heavy for a first course, because then you're going like heavy into a ribeye, and you're like, shit.
I'm fine with it. I'll
But
dabble.
a
Sounds
little
good.
BJ's Pizookie for dessert.
Mm.
Awesome. I'm a pastries guy all the
I
way.
like it. I like it.
So a warm cookie with some cold vanilla ice cream on top. Say less. I
That's
mean, I
solid.
give it like an 8 out of 10. Right, solid, good food, steak, great, classic appetizers. Nothing
Ooh.
crazy for me.
I was just thinking about it. We need to do your master's dinner whenever I come in June.
Mine.
I'll-
You guys need to do one.
Yeah.
I'm
Wouldn't that be
100% down to
sick?
put together a master's dinner.
I'd love to. How sick would that be?
I mean,
I'd fly in for the
we
Masters
low key,
dinner.
Come on.
we
For
low
sure.
key did it. So, Senrose Sushi, it's absolutely got my heart down here in the Bay Area.
He loves
I can pretty much get my master's dinner all figured out through Senrose Sushi.
You love Senrose.
I love it, bro. I love it. It's good sushi. It's fresh. They know what they're doing over there.
It
My boy hooks it up. But Masters
It
was
ain't no
amazing, man. I
JoJo.
mean, this was probably a top. It might be one of the greatest Masters ever. It might go down
Dude.
like 5-10 years from now. We might be talking about how electric this was. I think we talked about it before. The 2019 Masters was probably the number one in terms of how it all finished. Way different, right? It was
Right.
vintage Tiger chopping people away, hunting people down like Tiger did in his prime, which was cool. We actually got to, we all got to grow up seeing Tiger, but we weren't adults, so we couldn't appreciate it as much as we would now, prime Tiger. But we got to get a glimpse of it for probably the coolest tournament of the year, which was cool. But this had an emotional roller coaster written all over it from first tee ball. So it's top two, in my opinion, top two Masters of all time.
Golly.
I would agree. I felt like 1 through 4, I was like, oh shit, Rory kind of choked. And then when he went up 4, it was like, he's got this thing. I almost turned it off. And then he doubled it or bogeyed. He went water ball.
Oh.
Shanked that wedge. And then Rose caught fire, and Ludwig was in the race too. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta
It was kind of wild how many people
again.
were in the race.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been.
It was like everyone. And then another playoff. Oh, it was great.
One thing.
You got the
Imagine Patrick
theatrics
Reed
of him
came in.
missing the putt.
Exactly. If he didn't 3-putt, dude, he's one off.
Oh. If
This
Patrick Reed
fucker
came
holes
in and
out
ruined
on
it.
17. to get
I
off
was
by, like,
watching
1
that.
or 2.
It holes out, and I go, did he just? Oh wait, no, he must be short. And then all of a sudden,
Oh,
I just
man.
see his name go from 7 to 9, and I was like, that
Wrong
fucker
shit.
just made it.
Imagine this guy makes it on 18 too, and he's in that playoff. He would have just.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he would have ruined so many people's
He would
Sunday.
have soiled it.
oh,
Spoiled
that.
it for
Soiled it.
everybody.
Dude,
Oh,
could you
yeah.
guys imagine just being the most hated golfer in history of golf?
Golly, man.
It
I
would
mean,
have been
that-
like a silent. It would have been like
I will say though,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
nobody.
he
The viewership of that jacket ceremony would have plummeted.
he
Plummeted.
he is on the hands team. He has got
my
some
God, yeah.
mitts on him, son.
Yeah.
He's a great golfer. Everyone just hates him.
Dude, his wedge game is sick, dude.
Disgusting. He's so good.
Disgusting.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, capping off the Masters, we got exciting stuff coming up. Good Golf has just officially announced 2 massive things. We don't have the video for this, but Brad Dahlke has just announced that he is going to return to. He has the itch to play pro golf, which is exciting because he is
Oh, wow.
disgusting at golf. On top of that, Good is going to do a live feed between Sean Walsh and Brad Dahlke. The winner gets $10,000. It's going to be live on Good's YouTube channel on Thursday, I believe.
Mhm.
Which I got my money on Brad Dahlke, hands down.
100%. Team Doc.
I don't think that Walsh is solid, great golfer, but there's
I
levels
think
to this.
it's
Brad.
I think it's easy 10 bands in the pocket.
Yeah,
No.
I think Brad has to do something like he's got to really lose it to lose this match.
Right.
Kind of got to pull a Rory.
I wonder where they're playing.
Yeah, that's a good question. That would be nice to know where they're playing.
That would
But,
be cool. I wonder if they're inviting people out. I wonder. Be interesting.
hey, I saw this thing. So I forgot which day it was, but someone had asked the shop what was the most amount of money that they saw one customer spend in the pro shop, and I think it was somewhere around 12 grand. And they were
12
like,
grand?
and it's only 9 a.m. Like they have the rest of the day. Like that pro shop, they say they average around $1 million. What is it? $1 million a day?
That's where they
Does that
make
sound
all their
right?
money.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I think it's. Well,
I think it's
how
low.
many days?
I think that's low.
How many days are patrons there? Monday through Sunday. So 7 days. Yeah, it's probably right around $1 million, maybe a little more, because I think they say they profit. Or no, it's not $1 million. It's maybe merchandise, but it's they profit $80 million just
And
off
they're
of
doing
this
multiple
event.
lads, really.
Just off this, it may have been maybe instead of one you meant 10.
Okay.
It's
But
$1
they
million per hour. Okay, listen to this. So
I got a number here.
the
Oh, you
pro
already
shop
looked it up.
generates around 70 million in merchandise sales
Yeah.
during the tournament week. This translates to roughly $1 million per hour, 16,000 per minute, and $277 per second.
That's
Oh,
insane.
Oh my goodness, dude! How much money would you spend if you had a day one go through the pro shop? And do you tell your wife?
Okay, easy second question. No.
Oh, I'm
That's
telling
a
her.
tough one.
I'm letting her
That's a tough
know.
one.
Hey,
Easy second
I'm
question.
telling her.
Negative.
Let's pay everything off on the credit card. I need room.
Oh
I
my
think a
God.
solid answer here would be around the 1 to 2K limit.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
about 2K.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
at the
me
same
too.
time, it's like I'm never gonna wear it.
Shit, son.
I'm gonna
Oh,
wear like
I'm wearing
one
it
of my
all.
favorite
Every
things.
fucking day.
Well,
I'd
hey,
wear it
so
all.
can you wear something from the Masters but actually have not gone?
I don't think so.
Say
But
like
there's
I
people
bought
that do it.
like
Oh my
a
God.
Masters hat.
Like this guy?
Where is it?
This guy right here?
But to be fair,
Absolutely
to be
can't do
fair-
it, but
To be fair, this was a brand deal that was given to me for us to resell. So this wasn't like a purchase.
Okay, so that's
Uh-huh.
okay. That's fine. That's fine.
yeah.
Now,
So are
obviously,
you going on Facebook Marketplace or eBay and getting
Foot in
something
mouth.
for the Masters?
foot in mouth over here, dude. That's on me.
Lord. have-
No, I wouldn't say like I've never bought Masters gear.
Yeah, I think it's.
I will
one of
say I
the
have
only
bought one
places you
thing.
cannot do it for.
I actually went to a store in Paducah, Kentucky called Golf Mart, and I went and they like allowed me to go like in their back like stock area, and I'm talking they've got an ungodly amount of garbage back there. But me and my buddy saw this just random box that said Masters hats on them.
Okay.
$14 for a Masters hat.
It's a steal.
Had to buy.
That's a steal.
That is,
Had to
You
cop.
had to buy.
that is a steal.
We'll
I would
take it.
probably spend like $1,000 on apparel, and then I would buy like some one-off stuff. We were talking about like they make a specific edition putter for every year. Like
Yeah.
I would definitely snag that.
Okay.
I'm sure there's other like the gnomes. You know, I think the gnome thing is super
I'm
cool.
not a
and I would
gnome guy.
snag
So
that.
what's the idea about the gnomes? I don't get it.
I think it's like the mascot of the Masters, like without logos.
their-
They have like it's obviously a beautiful garden everywhere, azaleas and stuff. So like gnomes are a thing that's in gardens. So they have like a
You know what's interesting about those things? You never see them on the course, just like you don't see birds.
yeah, that is actually super interesting.
Just like
And,
you don't see birds.
If you didn't know, you hear all the birds in the broadcast. The birds are an additional sound for the entertainment value of what we're watching. They're not actually there.
It's interesting.
Wow, I did not know that. I thought there was
But
actually birds.
I mean, everybody
it
else
seems
does
like
it.
there should be birds.
It does make it nice. Like people talk about this a lot. The greatest nap you'll ever take,
Just listening to
that
Augusta.
Saturday morning, and Augusta sounds are in the background on the TV, and you take a little 2 hour snooze before like the main guys get on.
Man.
That's a good nap.
You know, I might have to pull up their theme song and just go to bed to it tonight.
Do
Yeah.
do do do
Yeah,
do.
how about was it Jim Nance announced his farewell tour for
Yeah.
10 years?
Like 50 years? Yeah.
Like, what are we doing, dude? But I don't know if JJ Watt played the day after, but he went out and said like, "Oh, I've played Augusta from the tips, Sunday pins," and he went out and shot a 103. Now I don't know what JJ Watt's. I'll look it up, but what his handicap is.
I don't know.
I think a
my
103 is damn good.
JJ Watt's golf handicap is around a 25. He has mentioned
Okay.
having a handicap down to a 21. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna shoot 90.
I'm definitely on the team
whoa,
of
whoa, whoa,
JJ
whoa, whoa.
Watt. Like Sunday pins, ball, got to make every putt. No
Yeah.
gimmies, no free drops, no nothing. Just played it to the tee.
Yeah,
103 is phenomenal for a 21, 25.
that's great. Yeah, I think that backs up. I legitimately think I could shoot 90.
Now I agree.
I
Now
actually
maybe
don't
I
know.
can even shoot
I think
90.
that might be even kind of a bad day.
The one
But that's
Is
maybe
he
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
the one
Is
thing
he said his championship tees?
He said Sunday tees, yeah.
I think there you can't like I think the thing that makes it a little bit easier is you can't really get in too much trouble
Yeah.
with driver
That's
in
what
hand.
I'm saying.
Hold my fucking beer, dude.
Like yes, you
I
can
will-
get in the
I
trees.
will show you trouble.
Snap hook.
You can get in the trees, but there's just
Yeet.
not like there's certain holes that like you can just bomb it, and if you hit it left or right, it's not a penalty. Like obviously
yeah, you'll
you
still find it.
I mean, I
number
agree.
one,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
just-
go as far left as you want, you can go as far right as you want. But number two,
Yeah.
yes, the only place you can't go is left. I don't know, man.
So, boys,
103 is
obviously,
damn
every
good.
19th hole, you got to have a drink in hand. What are we sipping on? I see Kyle's been sipping on a little, looks like a Moscow Mule Cup. I don't know if he has a Moscow, but
Some Bar Hill gin,
just straight.
straight.
Absolute sociopath. Anyways, Grady.
I was drinking on an Alani New with some vodka in it.
That's a
Oh,
great
man.
drink.
Well,
A lot of new.
I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. So,
He's not even drinking at all.
the most annoying thing that anybody can ever do is when they start 75 hard is they don't shut up about starting 75 hard.
No.
With that being said, gentlemen, I started 75 hard, so I'm going to be telling you guys about it way too much, and I'm sipping on water, boys. We're dialing in some physique stuff heading into our tournament this summer, and I'm trying to get the body right and get the game right. I haven't put a lot of work into the game in a long time, so I'll be the annoying fuck that says I'm doing 75 hard, boys.
Okay,
you know, I can always appreciate a fitness journey. I'm a huge fitness guy, so congratulations.
I gotta ask.
Let's hear it.
What's 75 hard?
75 hard is a challenge where for 75 straight days, you got to drink 1 gallon of water at least a day. You have to read for 10 minutes a day. You have to do 2 workouts, 30 minutes minimum or something like that each, maybe 45 minutes minimum
Indoor
each.
and outdoor.
One needs to be outdoor, one needs to be indoor. Obviously, with us being golfers, the outdoor one's pretty damn easy.
That doesn't count.
Absolutely, it counts. It's a
As a
physical
workout?
thing.
Okay. Okay. I agree.
I'm counting it because it's a part of my job. So my outdoor workout's gonna be something golf related. If you hate it, dude, fuck off.
I like it. What day are you in?
This is day 1.
We're starting
This
off
is
day
strong,
one.
baby.
This is literally day 1.
You couldn't have started tomorrow and did a 19th hole
Dude.
podcast.
You know the saying, brother. Tomorrow never
Always
comes.
tomorrow.
You keep pushing something off tomorrow, and next thing you know, you're 30 years old, you're bald, and you're way overweight, dude.
What about if you're not
Uh,
bald and you're way overweight?
Well, congratulations. You got to keep me updated on that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do progress pics because no one needs to see a fat guy.
No,
Every
you
day of
got
their
to
life.
do that. You got to do them. That's part of it.
You know what? Maybe I'll document it, and at the end of this journey, I'll post the progress through
You
some
could
social
just do
media
1
stuff.
and 75. for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely do it before and after, just to know. And obviously there'll be some data on the scale and stuff like that. But I definitely don't want to be the annoying person that's like, oh, sorry, bro, I do 70. You ever heard of 75 hard? Have you heard of 75 hard? And like, those people, they're out there. You know what I mean? So
Oh, they're out
we've
there.
spent too
Usually
much
people
time
do
talking
that
about it
January
already.
1.
Yeah, we're fucking tax day, dude. Tax day 1.
Lord
Excited.
have
Oh,
mercy.
Excited for
man.
you.
Well, that concludes episode 4 of the 19th hole pod. The boys are absolutely back and buzzing. More things to
Two of us
come.
are buzzing.
Make sure you like and subscribe. We love you guys. We love doing this. We'll keep producing. Shoot comments of what you guys want to see, what you guys if you want to be a part of it. Shoot an email, yuta.golf@gmail. If you want to be a featured guest within the pod, we are more than welcoming anybody and everybody who speaks and breathes golf. So we love you guys, and we'll fucking see ya.
We'll see you.